Welcome to Vacuum Wars, and to our review of the Roborock Q7 M5 Plus. It's one of Roborock's latest entry-level models, and this feature-rich, affordable robot vacuum does pack a lot of specs into a relatively low price tag. We bought one for ourselves and put it through several tests over the last few weeks to see if it could deliver on the value proposition and to find out where this budget model lands in the Vacuum Wars rankings, which you can check out on the Vacuum Wars Top 20 Robot Vacuum page on our website. So links in the description, and let's get started. First, the basics. The Q7 M5 is a vacuum and mop combo that can be purchased by itself or in a Plus version. The Plus model includes an auto-empty station with a disposable bag for storing debris, so you don't have to empty the robot's dustbin by hand. Roborock says the Q7 M5 is an upgrade of the successful Q7 Max Plus, which we really liked when we reviewed it. The Q7 M5 can be purchased in either black or white. Let's move on to the pros, and one of the biggest pros is the cost. This robot sells for a pretty low price considering its particular set of features. Even the Plus version with the auto-empty dock sells at a similar price as the UFC 10, which has fewer features and is one of its nearest budget competitors. Its auto-empty station is another pro. When the robot returns to its base, it will automatically empty the contents of its internal dustbin into a 2.7-liter disposable bag that can hold up to 7 weeks of debris before being replaced, depending on several real-world factors. It has a mop, which is a pro, considering that most in this price range do not, but its mopping system is kind of low-tech. It uses a single detachable mopping pad, which is a system that was common on the first robot vacuum mop systems. The mop is unable to lift up automatically over carpets like some of the new and more expensive mop systems, which means that you'll need to run it in vacuum-only mode over carpets first without the mop pad attached, and then attach the mop and run it again for hard floors. This can be bothersome for homes with a lot of hard floor to carpet transitions, but if you have all hard floors in your house, it won't matter because in that case, it can vacuum and mop your entire house in the same run. Also, you will need to wash its mop pad yourself, typically after each run, since its dock will not be able to do that for you like the higher-end ones can. It uses a top-mounted LiDAR sensor to map and navigate around your home, which is a pro in my opinion. I prefer this type of top-mounted LiDAR than other systems. For example, its competitor, the UFC 10, uses an embedded LiDAR system, which we found to be less accurate than the Q7 M5's navigation, which was above average in our navigation efficiency test. As far as battery life goes, Roborock claims that the Q7 M5 can get 3 hours of runtime on a single charge on low power. In our battery life tests, which we do by running it on all of its power settings on a fixed floor plan, it was somewhat lower than average in terms of battery efficiency, but because of its higher than average navigation efficiency, it ended up with a 1,060 estimated square feet per charge score, which is a touch better than average and not bad for its price. Another pro is that it did well with its main job of sweeping up debris of all sizes on hard floors and carpets, using a single fixed side brush and a single roller brush in a floating housing. It has a feature called Carpet Boost, which is very useful, where the robot will automatically increase the suction when it detects carpet. Roborock lists the vacuum's official suction power at 10,000 pascals. In the suction tests that we do, we found its numbers to be great. Actually, it was the 12th highest score on record, which is good for a robot of any price. Roborock's app is also a pro. It's easy to set up and easy to use. You can use it to schedule cleanings, set no-go and no-mop zones, and monitor progress and battery life in real time. It can adjust suction levels or customize room settings. The app can also adjust the mop's water flow with 3-level options, although that didn't work out so great, as we'll see in a moment. But before we get to the cons, let's talk about a couple things that were just kind of average. For example, in the pet hair pickup test, where we flatten 2.5 inches of hair onto carpet and measure how much the robot can remove, we found that it had just average performance. The Q7 M5 only removed 79% of the hair, which was right around the average amount and well behind the UFC 10's perfect score. It was also just average with our carpet deep clean test, where we embed sand into medium pile carpet and weigh how much the robot can pull out. As far as its mopping performance goes, the Q7 M5 did outstanding in our dried on stain removal test, scoring much higher than our testing average. However, However, it did so by using a ton of water, leaving behind twice as much as the testing average. And it didn't really matter which water level we selected either. The results were the same each test. This excessive water usage makes the Q7 M5 more prone to leaving behind streaky floors. Another con was with regard to our hair tangle test. Roborock swapped out their normal single rubber brush for one with bristles that's combined with their new jaw scrapers comb. The comb sits just above the rubber bristles on the main brush. Its rigid teeth are supposed to continually pull hair away from the brush to prevent wrapping, but the Q7 M5 did a little worse than average in our test, with 43% of the hairs winding around the brush, which was worse than the average score of 38. This can be an issue for households that need a lot of long hair management, but it's still better than robots used to be, where they didn't have any kind of hair removal system at all. And while it's not a con really, users should know that robots in this price range do not generally have obstacle avoidance sensors in the front, and that's also true with the Q7 M5. This means that you're going to need to tidy up a little bit before running the robot, removing cables, socks, or toys, or any other small clutter that the robot won't be able to sense. In conclusion, the Roborock Q7 M5 Plus wound up being a pretty good value, especially when it's on sale. With LiDAR, an auto-empty dock, and a serviceable mop, it's one of the better combo robots in this price point, and it did land a spot on our top 5 budget robot vacuum list, but it didn't make our top 20 list, which is reserved more for the more expensive robots. And if you're looking for something with more automation and other perks like obstacle avoidance, you can check out our top 20 robot vacuum list at our website, which we keep updated weekly. Links in the description, and be sure to subscribe to Vacuum Wars before you leave. Thanks for watching. All of the links in the description are updated regularly to reflect our current favorite vacuums in multiple categories. You'll also find links to the Vacuum Wars website in the description, where we have more detailed lists of our favorite products, like our new top 20 robot vacuums list, which is updated weekly.